Hello and welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. We're out in the doghouse today. It's blustery, it's chilly, it's cold, it's gray. So we're going to do it from in here today. How's that? Let's see what we got going on this channel, shall we?
Welcome to Morning Coffee.
Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning again. No wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean,
And then
holy
they
cow.
I always had a schmear. A schmear.
He's probably going for bagels. His friends steal.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
Today's shout out is going to go to, who's it going to go to? Oh, Toyman Television. And you've heard me talk about Toyman Television before. I bring him up again because he's got great content. He's a good friend. And he does a lot of train stuff. I've backed away from my trains for right now. So I know a lot of guys like to come check out the train stuff I've done and whatnot. That's great. But right now I'm just not doing any. I'm busy with some other things. But Dale is real busy with his garden railroad this time of year. He's been doing some really cool stuff out on his garden railroad, and I would love for you guys to check it out, especially his latest pieces that he's done. I'm not going to tell you about. I'm going to let you go check him out. Toyman Television. Tell him Maddog Merv sent you. And again, Dale is a great guy with some great content. Pearl Harbor was what we talked about last week. It was a little bit late. I've discussed with you guys before that I kind of lose track of time sometimes. And this was one of those cases where I really, I knew what I wanted to do months ago for this show, and I just never got around to doing it until it was time and almost too late. But let me give you the backstory on what happened Monday, because it's actually really kind of a cool story. So many years ago, back in the early 90s, early 2000s. See, many years ago, as far as I'm concerned. I have a friend. His name is John DiVirgilio. And John, we call him Big John. Big John, Hawaiian fellow, lived in Hawaii, was a school teacher in Hawaii, and is a amazing historian and has access to some of the other amazing historians. You think of Pearl Harbor history, you think of people like Dan Martinez, who works for the National Park Service. I've met Dan, had lunch with Dan. Dan is a great guy. And John works, fairly closely with him from time to time as well. Gets some great information. And John had put together, so he had access living there. A lot of the Japanese aviators would come over to Pearl Harbor, usually for like the 50th commemoration. Well, that was a long time ago, but I remember it. Remember what I was doing that day. I wish I was in Hawaii, but I wasn't. But a lot of Japanese aviators would come over that had been part of the attack. And John had an opportunity to interview several of them, and one was this Mr. Matsumura. So he was able to get his story of what from his perspective, what happened during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Great. John might put this in a book someday, so I was not going to go through and read all of his, stuff. I thought we'll do a little condensed version, give you a taste, and when John gets this out and published, if he ever does, I'll be promoting it like crazy. I guarantee it. Because, again, John's a great guy. He's the one that, when I went to Pearl Harbor, actually helped me get over to the USS Utah Memorial. Oh, that was a very, very moving experience. Being on the Arizona Memorial is one thing, but to be able to stand there and look at the relic of the Utah fairly close, it's quite moving. Anyway, I digress. So there's this story about that I've known for years about how the torpedo attack took place. There is some Japanese records that talk about the different aviators and whatnot. Again, somebody has this information get compiled, get it out there, all that kind of fun stuff. So this is just a little taste for you of what hopefully someday will come to light more. But it's been fascinating because I've been a USS Utah fan for years, and the whole attack on it and how it happened, how it transpired, the fact that it was kind of a cloudy day, that there was broken clouds, the ability to see clearly and make real quick decisions, especially for, and I don't want to say inexperienced aviators, but hey, the heat of battle and first time doing this on a live target for many of them, I can understand why things happened the way they did. But to me, it was just so fun to be able to tell the story, but I wasn't sure exactly how to tell it. So if it seemed a little confusing the way I told it, I'm really sorry. But again, we will touch more on it another time, and we'll have some diagrams and stuff some other time. But I wanted to give you folks a little bit of a taste for Pearl Harbor Day of maybe some information that you didn't know before. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys got something out of it too. With the Kit Hoarder Stash, I wanted to show how those Warhammer figures come. I mean, we've reviewed some others as well, but it's just amazing to me how any other model that you get are on these rectangular sprues. It's all set out rectangularly, that kind of stuff. These are not. These sprues are made around the models, basically, and very compact. They don't take up a lot of box space. They don't waste a lot of space with a box they don't need. Yes, they're expensive, but when you look at the quality of everything that you're getting in there, it's like, this is pretty, this is pretty cool. So I thought that was fun to be able to show that to you. We'll probably review more down the pipe someday. We will not be doing a Kit Hoarder Stash this week. We're going to take a break, and hopefully we have them the next week, but I think that might be Christmas. We'll see. Maybe it's the day after Christmas. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we'll talk to you guys next week about what we decide to do next week. As you guys know, I've really been enjoying what I've been doing. So upcoming tomorrow, I think we're going to be looking at some bases again. I'm giddy to show you these. I went to the Wargaming store, showed off a couple of my pieces that I'd done, picked up some paint that I needed, and talked with some of the guys there about their armies and different techniques and some things, and it was just a lot of fun for me. But I was talking with this one gentleman about one of the bases that I want to show you guys and how I did it, how quick and easy it was, and he was absolutely blown away that it was as easy as it was. And so I thought, I got to show you guys, because some of these techniques, you know me, I like quick and easy. I don't like things that are long, drawn-out projects. So, although I'm doing them for the Warhammer 40K, again, you can do them for so many different projects. Whether it's you've got a display case and you've got a model car, but you want, some kind of groundwork or some kind of, something. If you've got some other figure or, just a mini diorama, and you've seen me do some of those mini dioramas like in an Altoids container. Those are also fun. But you can use these techniques in so many different things. So that's why we're doing more bases tomorrow, is to show you some of these fun things that I've come across. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. No Kit Hoarder Stash this week. So speaking of the Warhammer and what I have been doing, I decided, as I've been building my own army, how I wanted to, where I wanted that to end. Now, I know some guys have got tens of thousands of these miniatures. No, I'm not going to be that bad, but I do have quite a few. And when you say an army, well, I had to decide where I wanted to stop. So I'm going to go to what I call a company level. those of you who know the structure of any military organization, whether it's British military, whether it's Australian military, whether it's U.S. military, Canadian military, whatever, those of you who've been in kind of understand the structure of how it goes. Since I haven't been in, I don't understand the exact, but being a historian and being the fact that Warhammer 40K is fantasy, and they're my models, I get to do my own thing. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm putting together, the first group that I'm doing is going to be a company size, what I call a company. And my company will be 100, I think it's 106 figures is the goal. I'm at about 70. Yay for me. So I'm getting there, but I have it divided into squads and platoons, and we'll do a show that talks about this, but squads and platoons, making up the company. And of course the structure, as far as the support structure, but the structure such as captains, lieutenants, sergeants, things like that. So for me, it's been a lot of fun to kind of invent my own, because it's futuristic and they're my models and I can do what I want. And so I'm building, a certain way that way. Again, I'm not building to game, because I have never played this game still, and don't know if I will. I'm sure that with my son and my grandson, we will get together and the three of us will do some stuff, but then we're flexible with whatever we want to do. So, and for me, it's just great to be able to build these models. So we're going to stick with the Warhammer for a little bit longer. Again, I haven't given up. I haven't given everything else up. There was a question that came up last week as far as, cars. When are we going to see some more cars? And the answer is soon. When I say soon, within the next month or so. I am waiting right now for this Mustang 2 kit to come out. And it's supposed to be released in January. We'll see when it actually gets here. I've got 2 on order. I'm really excited. I built one years ago, but when I saw the box art and the hot rod version, I gotta have one of them. And probably the Hell Drivers as well. So we'll see, but I've got a couple of them coming. And when I get them, we'll be right on top of that. I've also got another one of my Mustang kits here that I'm kind of slowly working on here and there, but nothing that I can really show at this time. So soon we'll have some more car stuff. I gotta tell you, the crossover, learning some of the things from doing cars, and some of the crossover that I'm able to bring into the Warhammer that is something no one else has been doing, which is great. And some of the stuff from the Warhammer that I can say, wow, I can apply this to a car model. That's kind of fun too. So there's going to be some fun stuff coming up for sure. I did want to mention to you guys that I had something happen a couple of days ago that just, I got to tell you, it was very humbling. It was very moving. And I know that you guys follow this morning coffee religiously, so I'll share with you guys what happened. So across the pond, there's Pete's Model Car Customs. I really like Pete. I think he's a funny individual. I don't know. There's just something very endearing about him to me. And Pete and I have had a lot of emails back and forth. We've sent some stuff back and forth, some merchandise back and forth. I had a lot of fun putting together for him a box of uniquely Utah and Western U.S. stuff that he couldn't get really anywhere else. So to me, that was a lot of fun to do. He sent me some stuff. Pete's a great guy, and I love trying to help him and support his channel and help him grow. I think he's got some good stuff to contribute to the world. Pete this year is doing some Christmas cards, so he'll do shout outs to different channels that he's affiliated with, and some of the people that he knows through this community. And his last one, he did a shout out for me. I was so humbled by what he said, and by the fact that this Warhammer stuff has kind of corrupted him a bit. Pete's a model builder. He's not just a car builder. Pete has built a lot of models, a lot of different variety. His channel is mostly about cars, and he does a lot of custom work. And I love that because I do a lot of scratch building. You guys know I get a kit. I can't just build it from the box. I got to do all this other stuff to it. Well, Pete does a lot of custom stuff. And right now he's got these 2 Torino Cobras. The one is more of a, I call it a hot rod, more of a hot rod from the early 80s. That's my style. I mean, just dead on my style. And it looks great. I love it. And then he's doing a wide body that's got twin turbos and stuff. And it's like, that's so creative. That's so cool. So I love the content that this guy puts out. But the fact that he, gave me a shout out and the way he said things, it really rocked me. Really meant a lot. And you guys already know that for me, one of my rules of doing this channel and one of my channels in life in general is give something back. Avoid the naysayers, do what makes you happy, work your butt off, but give something back. Give something back. Always give something back. And these channels that I give shout outs to, I find some value in them. I'm excited to see what they do. And so that's why I pass it on to you guys, because to me, I want to see them grow, but I also want you guys to be able to see some of the cool stuff that I get to see in life, and the fact that he did that for me, just, it really did mean a lot. So, like I said, again, Pete's Model Car Customs, you guys, I give him shout outs, fairly frequently, and it's because I want you to check him out. Pete's really cool. So anyway, that was a wonderful thing that happened to me this week. I'm going to let you guys go. We are going to be making some slight adjustments here on the channel, because I want to give you a better product. I want you guys to be able to, just real quick, I've got this one video that it's like my third highest viewed video, and it's one of my worst in my opinion, and it's a little bit longer, and I carry on a little bit too much in it. I don't get right to the facts like I should. I'm probably going to redo it as a short. I need to learn how to do shorts because shorts just aren't me. You guys know me. I'm a big storyteller. I like to converse with people. But in today's world, there's a lot of just want that information quick. I mean, even me. So I'm going to, starting the new year, we're going to start doing some more shorts. I would like to still continue to do some more lives. Just spring them on you once in a while. Hey, I'm going to be in the shop building, so I'd like to spring those on you once in a while. So we'll be doing that. There's going to be a few, changes that way. And just keep in mind that, again, I do this for fun. I do it because I love it. I love to, pass information on to you guys. I'm really not in it for the money because there's really no money in it for me. But that's okay. That's okay. That's not why I'm in it. I'm in it for you guys. But I also do it my way. Remember, if you just want cars or just want trains or just want history or whatever, there's plenty of channels out there that do that stuff. And those guys make great money. Me, I just live life and I enjoy, and I like to bring you along for the ride. So thanks for joining us today for morning coffee. We'll see you tomorrow for some basing. Yeah, that ought to be fun. Take care, guys.